Earlier this week, a public figure got up on stage and gave a gesture that some people are claiming did happen and others are claiming it didn't happen. And I think that this is the perfect opportunity to talk about the communication model. This model states that there is a sender of a message, a channel in which that message is sent, and a receiver of a message. The person who created that message, the sender, they may have in their brain had certain intentions for what that message would convey. And so through actions, gestures, perhaps verbalizations, that person is trying to send out the message that they had in their brain. And that message gets sent out. In the immediate, it gets sent out to the audience, the people who are receiving that in person, but also through mediated channels, through TV, through social media. And then that message is received by a recipient. And that message has to be interpreted by the people receiving the message. How we receive that message as a recipient can be impacted by both intrapersonal and interpersonal processes. So my relationship with the speaker is going to impact how I receive their message. And intrapersonally, my personal history, culture, experiences impact how I decode that message. And that whole communication process is situated in context, especially from a historical and political environment perspective. Now, let's say as a sender, we put out a message that we didn't quite intend, and the recipient of that message was aghast at what they saw with their own two eyes. And they are now sending out their own messages saying, "Oh my gosh, did we just see that? I know we saw that because I saw it with my eyes." And in the historical context, this can only be construed as one single thing. The sender of that message, who didn't intend for that message to come out in the way that it did come out and was received by millions of people, they should probably respond to that by saying, "Oh my gosh, that was totally not my intention. The gesture and the way it was received could be so harmful to so many people. Here's what I actually meant to say. I'm going to work to be better in the future because I totally didn't mean to send the message that was received in the way it was received." But it speaks volumes that the sender of that message did not say, "Oh my gosh, no, I totally didn't mean that," and instead chose to say, "Those receivers of the message, they're just trying to trick you. They may have seen things with their own two eyes, but that comparison that they're making is so tired." In summary, sometimes we send messages that we don't mean to send because we can't perfectly inject our thoughts into other people's brains. But when a receiver of our messages seems to get a message we didn't intend, it's our job to try and set that right and do a better job at giving the message we intended to give. And when we don't do that, it's not the fault of the receiver of that message that we continue to take that message as what it is. You saw it with your own eyes.